So, good morning, student. How are you all? Are you studying at home or not? Very soon we are going to have our first periodic test. So, do you know the syllabus of chemistry for first periodic test? Do you know? Do you know the syllabus? Yes. What is the syllabus for first periodic test in chemistry? It is chapter 2. Is matter around us pure? Okay. So let us revise the chapter in the form of questions. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that? Okay. See, substances are substances are pure and impure. Pure and impure. Okay. So pure substances are further classified as element compound. Okay. And impure substances are mixtures, and mixtures are further categorized into two categories, that is homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Do you know these things or not? Heterogeneous mixture. Okay. Now, see, we all know that matter is something that has space and has some mass. Okay. And atom is the smallest particle of matter. Atom is the smallest particle of matter. Do you know this? Then comes the element. Element is the purest form of matter. Element is the purest form of matter that is made up of similar kind of atoms. For example, hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, etc. Okay, all these are elements. And what are elements? Elements are a group of similar kind of atoms. They constitute an element. And compounds, when two or more atoms of different elements, combine in a fixed proportion, they form a compound. For example, simplest example of the compound is formation of water when hydrogen and oxygen combine. Okay, in a fixed proportion. How do they combine? H2 plus O2, they form H2O. Okay, children? So, here. Now, it is. Now, this is what? Two molecules of hydrogen plus one molecule of oxygen, they get two molecules of hydrogen. Okay, children? अगर हम इसको सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म में निकालें तो कितना आएगा? 1. These are the atomic masses we will learn later on, but here I am telling you 2 into 16 kg, and here 2 into 1 into 2 plus 1 into 16. कितना हो जाएगा ये? This will be 4 gram, 32 gram. It will form 36 gram. ठीक है? हो गया क्या? यानी 4 ग्राम हाइड्रोजन रिएक्ट करेगी 32 ग्राम ऑक्सीजन से, तो 36 ग्राम वाटर बनेगा. ठीक है ना? अगर इसको हम लोग सिंपलीफाई करें तो 4 को 4 से डिवाइड कर दें तो कितना आएगा? बताओ. 1 gram of hydrogen reacts with 9 gram of oxygen to give 8 gram. 8 gram of oxygen to give 9 gram of water. Yeah, this you are understanding or not? 1 gram of hydrogen and 8 gram of oxygen and 9 gram of H2O. Have you understood this or not? Have you understood? Okay, very good. So this is how compound is formed. And once the compound is formed, see, the characteristic properties of compound is that when a compound is formed by the chemical reaction between two or more elements, the properties of the compound are entirely different from the contributing elements. Say for example, hydrogen is gaseous in state. Similarly, oxygen is also gaseous in state. But when they combine chemically to form water, it forms liquid water. The state of water that is formed by the interaction of hydrogen and oxygen is liquid. Understand? So, इनकी properties different हो जाती हैं. Understand? Now comes the impure mixture. Impure substance means when we mix two or more substances in any arbitrary fraction, in any arbitrary proportion. यानी हमने क्या लिया? Suppose when we take iron filings and sulfur powder and they mix it, simply they mix. Then what is this called? This is called a mixture because they have not reacted chemically. We can physically separate them. By which process can we separate the mixture of iron filings and sulfur powder? Tell me. Yes, student. By which method can we separate? By which method can we separate iron filings and that one? Iron filings and sulfur powder. Yes. How can we separate? How can? By using magnet. Very good. By using magnet. Well done. Adit. Very good. Adit is paying attention. Okay. So such a system in which we can separate the components easily. They are called mixtures. Now mixtures are also of two types: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Okay. Now homogeneous mixture means homo means same. Homo means what? Same. And genus means phase. यानी एक ही phase हो. Suppose हमने क्या किया? Suppose we take 1 glass full of water and we add 1 teaspoonful of sugar in that water. Okay. What type of mixture it will be? See, can you? Yeah, very good. This Aditya is giving correct answers. Homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixtures are such mixtures in which the components are not easily distinguishable. You cannot distinguish sugar from water in sugar solution. Can you distinguish? No. And they are distributed uniformly. Throughout the volume of the solution. Sugar molecules are distributed throughout the volume of the solution. So they are called what? They are called homogeneous mixture. Okay. On the other hand, if you take a fistful of soil in water and mix it well, and you allow it to stand for some time, what type of mixture will it form? Can you tell me? What type of mixture will it form? It will be heterogeneous. Why? Because when you keep soil in water for some time, they will form separate layers. Separate layers. Those particles which are heavier, they will settle at the bottom, and those particles which are lighter, they will form consequent layers above. And those particles which are floating on the water, they will be having less density. Understand? So there will be separate layers. there will be what? Separate layers. There is not a single phase. Phase, are you understanding? Phase का मतलब होता है कि एक ही दिखे वो उसमें, ठीक है ना? So what I meant to say is that in homogeneous solution, the constituents or the components of the mixture are not easily distinguishable. That is why they cannot be easily separated by physical methods such as filtration. Okay, children? Okay. And in heterogeneous solution, in heterogeneous mixtures, the components can be easily distinguished. For example, the mixture that I have taken initially, that is mixture of iron filings and sulfur powder. In that, you can easily distinguish that what yellow powder is that of sulfur and iron filings are brownish in color, and they can be easily separated by using a magnet. If you bring that magnet near the mixture, then iron pieces will be attracted towards the magnet and your sulfur powder can be separated easily. Okay. Similarly, the particles of soil can also be separated by the process of filtration using the filter paper. Okay. Any problem regarding this? Any problem? Now I am going to ask one or two questions. Based on this, it's related questions मैं दे रहा हूँ आपको. See, one question related with classification of the substances as element, compound, and mixture. Please write down the question and we will solve it. Classify the following substances as element, compound, and mixture. Question 1. Classify the following substances as element, compound or mixture. Element, compound or mixture. ठीक है ना? What you will do? You will make 3 columns in your notebook, and as soon as I am writing these substances on the board, you will put them in the category that you want to put. For example, suppose you want to keep that substance as element, put that in the element column, and so on. Okay, children? Like suppose A, water, B, graphite, C, sugar, D, air, E, soil, M, lemonade, G, this alloys. Do you know what are alloys? Do you know what are alloys, children? To classify these as element, compound or mixture. What है किसमें आएगा? In which category will you keep water? ये होगा हम लोग elements, compound and mixture. ठीक. ये water किसमें आएगा बेटा? Compound. Very good. Water. Then this graphite. Graphite. In which category will you keep graphite? What is graphite? See, graphite is an allotropic form of carbon. Graphite is an allotropic form of carbon, children. And what is carbon? What is carbon? Carbon is an element. Very good. So, children, graphite and diamond are the two allotropic forms of carbon. Allotropic forms are such forms of an element which differ in their physical properties, but they have same chemical properties. Okay, children? Any problem? Graphite is used to make pencils. Graphite is also used as a lubricant. On the other hand, other allotropic form of carbon is diamond. You know, diamond is the hardest substance known, and it is the allotropic form of carbon. So, graphite and diamond are similarly, they have the same chemical composition, that is carbon, but their physical properties are different. Graphite is soft, but diamond is harder. Okay? Graphite किसमें आ जाएगा? एलिमेंट में आ जाएगा. Graphite किसमें आ जाएगा? एलिमेंट में. Okay, then sugar किसमें रखोगे? Sugar. What is sugar? Sugar. Can anybody tell me the chemical formula of sugar? Sugar compound से आता है. Very good. Sugar is compound और sugar का जो formula होता है वो होता है C12H22O11. 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 Okay? तो उसके बाद air किसमें रखोगे? Air is a mixture. Why? Because see, we all know that the standard composition of air is 78% nitrogen, nearly 21% oxygen, and 1% other gases. 1% other gases include carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, unburnt carbon particles, water vapors. So the concentration of these gases, they keep changing. Understand? And there are some unburnt carbon particles also, they are suspended in the air. So that is why air is supposed to be a mixture. Air is supposed to be a mixture of several gases. It is not a compound. Okay? Air is a mixture. Similarly, soil. In which category will you keep soil? It is a mixture, because I have already told you that soil contains many particles of different sizes. Silt होती है, gravel होती है, then dried leaves होते हैं. Okay, so they differ in their sizes and their densities. Understand? Thus they form separate phases and they come under heterogeneous mixture. ठीक है ना? तो mixture है soil. Then what is lemonade? Lemonade is also a mixture. Similarly, see that we have discussed about the sugar solution. Similarly, lemonade is nothing but lemon juice. Okay, so it is also a homogeneous mixture. Very good. Homogeneous mixture है ये. Lemonade. And what about alloy? What are alloys? See, let me tell you alloys. Let me tell you about alloys. Alloys are the homogeneous mixtures of मेटल। अंडरस्टैंड? अलॉयज का नाम सुना होगा बहुत सारे, मैं बताऊंगा अभी आपको। तो इन मेटल्स को मेल्ट करते हैं एंड देन दे आर कंबाइंड, so they show single property. They show single property. Suppose we mix the molten form of zinc and iron, then some properties of zinc and some properties of iron they combine and the unique properties are generated, and thus we get a unique set of properties which are neither that of iron nor that of zinc. They are unique properties of that particular alloy. So alloys are nothing but they are homogeneous mixtures. They are solid. They are solids. Okay. So alloys are homogeneous mixtures. Now, can you give me some examples of alloys? Alloys के कुछ example दे सकते हो? चलो, have you noted this? Very good. Brass, bronze, इनका composition. Shall I rub the board? Have you noted, children? Shall I rub the board? Okay. Alloys के बारे में कुछ बातें लिख लेते हैं. Alloys. Homogeneous mixture of two or more metals or metal and non-metal. For example, देखो ध्यान से, अभी अब हम देखेंगे brass. Brass is an alloy of copper plus zinc. Copper plus zinc. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Similarly, bronze is an alloy of copper plus tin. What is this? This is tin, Sn. And steel. स्टील में आयरन होता है प्लस कार्बन होता है प्लस मैंगनीज होता है, ठीक है, प्लस क्रोमियम होता है. तो ये देखो तो अभी मैंने लिखा होमोजेनियस मिक्सचर ऑफ टू और मोर मेटल्स और मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल. ये मेटल है और नॉन मेटल. दिस इज कार्बन. अंडरस्टैंड? सो alloys are the homogeneous mixtures of two or more metals or one metal and one non metal. Understand? Is it clear? Is it clear? चलो. Now let us talk about solution. The solution. Solution क्या होता है? It is a system. It is a system of two components. First is solvent. The component which is present in excess, which is present in excess. EXCES. Okay. Second is solute. The component, which is in limited amount, which is in less amount. Less amount. For example, sugar solution. Sugar solution. Sugar solution. Sugar solution has water as solvent and sugar as solute. समझ में आ गया कि क्या आ गया? आया कि नहीं? चलिए, अब ये जो सॉल्यूशन है, इसकी कंसंट्रेशन निकाली जाती है। अब सॉल्यूशन की देखो क्या है, सॉल्यूशन हम लोग इसको डिफाइन कर सकते हैं। सॉल्यूशन इज अ सिस्टम इन विच इज कंपोज ऑफ टू present in excess, it is called solvent, and the component which is present in less amount, it is called solute. है ना? अब there are different types of solutions. Saturated solution is such a solution in which we cannot add more solute at a particular temperature. You might have seen, suppose when your mother prepares sherbet, for guests, she adds a certain amount of sugar in water, and if she continues to add, suppose she took a glass full of water and she adds 1 teaspoon full of sugar, then she shakes it well, it dissolves. Then again she adds 1 more teaspoon full sugar, then again she shakes, it might dissolve. Then if she continues to add sugar in that solution, a time comes when no more sugar can be added in that particular quantity of water. At that stage, it's called that the solution is saturated. That solution is saturated. Now, can you add more sugar in that solution? No. What can you do in order to add more sugar in that solution? Can you tell me? Yes, Anusha, please give your response. If you want to add more sugar in a definite amount of water, what you are supposed to do? Yeah, very good. You can heat the solution and then you can add more solute in it. Okay, any problem? So let us dive on. Let us dive. Very good. That's it, the solution. Saturated solution की definition लिखेंगे हम लोग. Saturated solution. Such a solution in which no more solute can be added. Solute can be dissolved at a particular temperature. Okay? Particular temperature. Okay. The amount of solute that is dissolved in a solvent, the solvent at a particular temperature is called solubility, solubility of the solute in that solvent, Okay, understood or not? Such a solution in which no more solute can be dissolved at a particular temperature. The amount of solute that is dissolved in a solvent at a particular temperature is called solubility of the solute in that solvent. ठीक है ना? Solubility. If we want to add, want to dissolve more solute in a solvent, then it can be done by heating the solution. Heating the solution. Okay. Any problem? Heating the solution. Now, see children, have you noted this? Have you noted? Now, depending upon the particle size, solutions are of three types. What are they? What are the three different types of solutions depending upon the particle size? They are true solution, colloidal solution, or simply colloid you can say, and the third is suspension. True solution, the particle size range is, can anybody tell me the particle size range in true solution? Can anybody tell me the particle size range in a true solution? It is less than 1 nanometer. Less than 1 nanometer. Very good. And in colloidal solution, it lies between 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. And in suspension, the particles are very large and their size range is greater than 100 nanometer. Do you agree with this or not? Do you agree with that? True solution, colloidal solution, and suspension. इनकी पार्टिकल साइज रेंज होती है लेस देन 1 नैनोमीटर, ये होती है 1 नैनोमीटर टू 100 नैनोमीटर, और ये होती है greater than 100 nanometer. And due to the difference in these particle size, they have different properties also. Like true solution, the particles are very small, so they cannot scatter the beam of light, and the path of the light is not visible in the true solution. So this effect is called Tyndall effect. So Tyndall effect is not shown by true solution, and the zigzag motion of particles is called Brownian motion, which is also not observed in true solution because of their small size. Okay, and in colloidal solution and suspension, the particles are quite larger, so they show Tyndall effect, both of them. But this colloidal solution does not show Brownian motion because the particles are not easily visible, so the random motion is not visible. But suspension shows both Tyndall effect and Brownian motion. Okay, is it clear? So for today we are ending up today's session, children. How are you feeling now? Now I think the many concepts are clear regarding the second chapter, that is matter on the sphere. So So if you have any problem regarding what we have learned today, please ask. If you have any other problems, then we will discuss in the next class also. Tomorrow we will discuss about the concentration of the solution, then types of changes, that is physical and chemical changes, and we will take more questions also. Okay, children? If you have any problem, please ask. But you have to attend your classes regularly and you have to send your assignments. Many children, they are not sending their assignments. I have been sending a message on Google Classroom privately to them. Some of them, they are sending blank pages, but very few children are sending their assignments. So all of you are requested to send your assignments in time so that you will be graded according to the assignments. Okay, children? So now I am ending up the session. Thank you and have a nice day, children.